Good evening, sir and classmates. I'm discussant number 1, Noble Sablot po. I'm going to discuss about rules and responsibilities of educational leaders. Ma'am Maylene?
Yes, good evening everyone. My name is Maylene Kaluya. I'll be discussing about the different leadership styles and approaches.
Good evening, everyone. I am Nikki Bahenting. I'll be discussing about explain the relevance of managing change and resistance in curriculum and Ma'am Dina.
Okay, hello everyone. My topic for this evening is all about the letter D collaborative decision making and curriculum management and team building.
Ma'am Nikki?
And then the last topic is all about, let me check the last topic.
Crisis management.
The crisis, discuss the crisis management and resilience. Let's start na po.
Okay, roles and responsibilities of educational leaders. Before that, let's learn about leader. What is a leader? Leader means the person who leads or command a group or organization or our country. How do we become a good leaders? Good leaders should be know how to listen, should have vision, have integrity. Okay, dito po, hindi po pwedeng isa lang ang quality ng leader. Should be more than one. So what is leadership means? Leadership is primarily about setting a vision, inspiring and motivating others, and driving change. So ang leader dapat may vision, may kakayahang mag-isip ng malinaw na ang dapat ang layunin ay may direksyon para sa grupo. Education leaders prepares for individuals who hold various roles and responsibilities in the education sector. They contribute to the development, implementation, and improvement of education system and play a crucial role ensuring quality education for all. So dapat ang leader sa education should be know how to manage overall for education. Those holding definite position of educational leadership are, so ito yung mga taong may position. For basic education, number 1 is Secretary of Department of Education, followed by Undersecretary, Directors of the Bureaus, Regional Directors, School Superintendent and their assistants, the District and Area Supervisor, and School Principal and their assistants. Higher Education, President, Rectors of Colleges and Universities, Dean and Assistant, Vice President, and Board of Trustees and Directors. Ito po, may picture po ako ng former Education Secretary, si Secretary Leonor Briones, meet Singapore Education Minister on 15 of October 2018. And this is our secretary. Okay? Last July 2024, Sunny Angara was sworn in as the 37th Secretary of the Department of Education by President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. at Malacanang Palace. Roles of education leaders. 1. Visionary. Development and articulate a clear vision for the school or education institution, inspire and motivate staff, students, and the community to achieve the vision. So, as a leader, it should be visionary para siya yung nagtatakda ng direksyon ng isang institution. Number two, instructional leader, guide and support teachers in curriculum development and instructional strategies. Number three is planning. Oversee the day-to-day operation of the institution, manage resources including budget, facilities, and human resources. Okay, one of the rule also is the policy maker. Develop and enforce school policy and procedure. Advocate for the needs and interests of students, staff, and the school community. Mentor and coach. Provide professional development opportunities for teachers and staff. Mentor and support teachers in their professional growth and career advancement. So, isa din sa roles is yung cultural leader, foster and a positive school culture and climate, promote inclusivity, equity, and diversity within the school community. Next is data-driven decision maker. Okay, as a leader, he or she should know how to utilize data to inform decision and drive school improvement. Okay, responsibilities of educational leaders. As a leader, setting goals and objectives, establish the short-term and long-term goals for the institution. Align goals with the institution vision and mission. Curriculum and instruction. Oversee the development and implementation of the curriculum. Staff management. Recruit, hire, and retain qualified teachers and staff. Conduct performance evaluation and provide feedback. Okay, professional development, organize and facilitate ongoing professional development for staff, resource allocation, manage the school budget, and allocate resources effectively. Community engagement, build and maintain a strong relationship with parents, community members, and local organization. Student support, implement programs and services to support student well-being and academic success. Assessment and evaluation, monitor students' progress through various assessment tools, evaluate the effectiveness of educational programs and intervention. For legal and ethical compliance, ensure the institution operates within the legal and ethical boundaries, and crisis management, develop and implement emergency plan and procedure, lead the school community through crisis and ensuring safety and continuity of education. So it focuses and monitor student progress and evaluation that effectiveness of educational programs to ensure they are meeting their goals. Okay, as a teacher is not belong to the educational leader, but we are leader in the classroom. So I included this one. So number one role of a teacher is planning and delivering engaging effective lesson based on curriculum requirements. Two, assessing and evaluating students' progress and providing constructive feedback. Three, creating a supportive and inclusive classroom environment. Four, designing and implementing instructional strategies to meet diverse learning needs. And five, promoting student social and emotional development. Lastly, collaborating with the colleagues and parents to enhance teaching and learning. How to be a successful educational leader or educational leadership. Okay, we have to develop a vision of quality education, formulate goals and objectives, Develop creativity and initiative. Be confident that you will succeed and conduct research. For overall summary of my report, by fulfilling these roles and responsibilities, educational leaders create an environment where students can thrive academically, socially, and emotionally. They are instrumental in driving the success and improvement of educational institution. This is my references, and I'm gonna give the floor to Miss Mylene for as a second discussion. Miss Mylene.
Yes, hello, good evening po. My topic is about different leadership styles and approaches. Okay, next slide. So I have a question po. My first question is, what is leadership in education? So next slide. So the leadership in education involves guiding and inspiring others in the educational setting, going beyond authority to create a positive learning environment. Educational leaders set vision, goals, and strategies to improve teaching and learning outcomes. They promote collaboration, growth, and development, possessing strong communication skills, empathy, and pedagogical understanding to benefit the educational community and help students reach their potentials. Next slide. So I have another question. Why strong leadership matters in education? So we have here eight, eight reasons why strong leadership matters in education. The first one is setting a clear vision and direction. Number two, fostering a positive school culture. Number three, promoting innovation and growth. Number four, enhancing student achievement. Number five, supporting and developing teachers. Number six, fostering a culture of growth. Number seven, building partnerships and engagement. Number eight, effective resource allocation. And the last one, number nine, navigating challenges. Okay, next slide. I have another one. Another question is, what are the common leadership style in education? So we have here the four common leadership style in education. The first one is autocratic. Then we also have laissez-faire, bureaucratic, and democratic. The first one is autocratic. It is also called the authoritarian style of leadership. This type of leader is someone who's focused primarily on results and team efficiency. Then the laissez-faire is the opposite of the autocratic leadership type, focusing mostly on delegating many tasks to team members and providing little to no supervision. And the bureaucratic is the leaders are similar to autocratic leaders in that these leaders expect their team members to follow the rules and procedures precisely as written. Then the last one we have the democratic. The democratic style is also known as the participative style, is a combination of the autocratic and laissez-faire types of leaders. And then the next one is, what are the effective leadership style in education? So we have here the 8 most effective leadership styles in education. Number 1, we have transformational leadership style. Number 2, emotional leadership style. Number 3, constructivist leadership style. Number 4, we have the democratic leadership style. Number 5, emotional leadership style. And number 6 is transactional leadership style. Number 7, authoritative leadership style. And the last one, number 8, servant leadership style. Let's discuss first the first one, which is the transformational leadership style. So transformational leaders inspire and motivate through a shared vision. They encourage creativity, innovation, and continuous improvement. So this approach, the leader is visionary, encourages innovation, and fosters an environment of change and improvement. The advantage for being a transformational leader or for having a leader which is transformational, uh, they are high staff morale, continuous improvement, and they are also more on innovation. Then the disadvantages is they can be demanding on leaders and other staff. They can also they are success. The successes depends on heavily on the leader's vision and charisma. And then the next one, I have here one of the famous um, transformational leader is Mahatma Gandhi of India. Uh, the key traits is empathy, morale, integrity, vision, and the ability to mobilize people toward a cause without coercion. And then the next leadership style is instructional leadership, which is emphasizes the importance of effective teaching and learning. It is working closely with teachers to improve their teaching practices. The approach is the leader is actively involved in setting academic goals, evaluating teaching practices, and providing professional development for teachers. Advantages we have uh, he improves students' outcomes, supports teachers' development, fosters a learning-centered environment, and then the disadvantages is can be time-consuming for the leader, requires extensive knowledge of instructional practices. So next is one of the famous um, instructional leader is Howard Gardner. His key traits are focus on diverse instructional strategies, promoting individualized learning, and advocating for innovative educational practices. So the next leadership style is constructivist leadership style. This one, the constructivist leadership promotes student-centered learning and encourages critical thinking, problem-solving skills. They encourage educators to facilitate active learning experiences. Approach is the leaders actively involve teachers, staff, and sometimes students in decision-making processes. Advantages: constructivist leadership fosters creativity and innovation in teaching and school management. Disadvantages: it relies heavily on trust and open communication, which can be difficult to establish clear direction. So one of the known constructivist leader is Jean Piaget. He is a Swiss psychologist. His key traits are emphasis on exploration, self-directed learning, critical thinking, and promoting active engagement with the environment to build understanding. Okay, next one is the democratic leadership style. So the democratic leadership in education involves shared decision-making and collaborative governance. Leaders seek input from teachers, students, parents, and staff when making important choices. The approach is the leader seeks the opinions and ideas of others, encouraging collaboration and shared responsibility. Advantages: encourages teamwork, improves morale, fosters a sense of ownership. Disadvantages: decision making can be slower and there can be conflicts in opinions. So one of the known democratic leader is Abraham Lincoln, the former president of the United States. His key traits are humility, inclusiveness, strong communication, and perseverance. The next one is the emotional leadership style. This one, it focuses on creating a positive and supportive school culture. Leaders with this style prioritize empathy, understanding, and strong relationships between teachers, students, and staff. The approach is the leader creates an environment where individuals feel valued and are more likely to thrive academically and emotionally. Advantages: by acknowledging emotions and fostering a sense of belonging, emotional leaders enhance morale and motivation. Disadvantages: emotional leadership can be emotionally exhausting as it requires constant emotional regulation and attention to the feelings of others. One of the known emotional leaders is Princess Diana of United Kingdom. Her key traits are compassion, empathy, emotional connection with the public, and advocacy for vulnerable groups. The next style is the transactional leadership style. This one is it revolves around clear expectations, well-defined roles, and structured exchanges between leaders and their teams. The approach is the leader sets clear goals and staff are rewarded or penalized based on their performance. Advantages: clear expectations, structured environment. Disadvantages: can limit creativity, reduce intrinsic motivation, and create a rigid atmosphere. So, one of the known transactional leader is Bill Gates of Microsoft. Okay, his key traits are performance driven, clear goal setting, reward and punishment systems, and a focus on efficiency and results. The next style is authoritative leadership style. This one, authoritative leadership combines a clear vision with high expectations and accountability. Leaders who adopt this style provide direction, set goals, and inspire others to achieve excellence while also being open to feedback and collaboration. The approach is the leaders establish a strong sense of purpose, communicate expectations clearly, and hold individuals accountable for their actions. Advantages: they allow for flexibility and adaptation and create a culture of continuous improvement. Disadvantages: limiting collaboration can hinder the overall growth, innovation, and morale of an educational institution. Okay, the example is Steve Jobs. He was the former CEO of Apple, and his key traits are visionary leadership, decisiveness, high expectations, and strong influence over product development and company direction. Next is the servant leadership style. Servant leadership emphasizes serving others and prioritizing their needs. Leaders who adopt this style are committed to the growth and well-being of their students, teachers, and staff. Approach is the leader works to support teachers and students, prioritizing their development and well-being over organizational goals. Advantages: builds strong relationships, increases trust, fosters a supportive environment. Disadvantages can be seen as too passive and may lead to underachievement of organizational goals if not balanced properly. Okay. The famous one is Nelson Mandela of South Africa. And his key traits are humility, empathy, dedication to justice, and a focus on healing rather than retaliation. So my last question is, do you know your leadership style? So how do we know or how to choose a leadership style? We have here some questions you may ask yourself when trying to determine which style is right for you. Okay, the first one is, what do I value more? Goals or relationships? Do I believe in structure or freedom of choice? Would I rather make a decision on my own or collectively? Do I focus on short or long term goals? Does motivation come from empowerment or direction? What does a healthy team dynamic look like to me? So that one you have to ponder on it, what leadership style uh, you are or you want. Okay. Then my conclusion is the effectiveness of a leadership style in educational management depends on various factors, including the school culture, staff needs, student population, and specific goals. Often, the most successful educational leaders use a combination of these styles, adapting to different situations and challenges. So, these are my references, and that's all about my report. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Okay. Good evening again. My topic is all about explain the relevance of managing change and resistance in curriculum. Next slide, please. Okay. Introduction. Managing change and resistance in curriculum development is critical, especially in the Philippines, where educational reforms have frequently aimed to align the country's education system with global standards while addressing local needs and needs. Recent reforms like the K-12 program have illustrated the challenges and the importance of strategic change management to ensure successful implementation. Next slide, please. Okay, why managing change and resistance is relevant? Okay, that is the first question. Okay, we have here five. Number one, ensures a successful implementation of reforms. Number two, promotes teacher buy-in and engagement. Number three, supports students' adaptability and learning experience. Number four, build community support for educational goals. Number five, align education with global standards and local needs. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, we have here number one, ensures successful implementation of reforms. Number one, clear goals and vision. Number two, stakeholder engagement. Number three, capacity building, adequate resources. Number five, change management strategies. Number six, monitoring and evaluation, policy alignment. Number eight, community involvement. Number nine, sustainability planning. Number 10, feedback mechanism. Okay, one second. Okay, ensure successful implementation of reforms. Ensuring the successful implementation of reforms, particularly in education, evolve a strategic and multifaceted approach. Okay, here are the elements or 10 elements to consider. Clear goals and vision. Number one, establish clear objective for the reform, define measurable outcomes and shared vision among stakeholders to align effort. Number two, stakeholder engagement. Stakeholder engagement is involve educators, administrators, policymakers, students, and community early in the reform process. Collaboration fosters ownership and reduces resistance. Number three, capacity building. Provide professional development and training to equip educators and staff with the skills and knowledge necessary to implement the reform effectively. Number four, adequate resources. Ensure financial, technological, and human resources are available to support the reform's initiatives. Number five, change management strategies address resistance by communicating the benefits of the reform, providing support during transitions, and involving change agents to lead by example. Number six, monitoring and evaluation. Regularly assess progress through formative and summative evaluations. Use data to identify challenges and adjust strategies as needed. Number seven, policy alignment. Ensure that reforms align with national policy standards and frameworks to maintain coherence and sustainability. Number 8, community involvement. Engage the local community to gain their support, address contextual challenges, and ensure the reforms are culturally and socially relevant. Number 9, sustainability planning. Plan for the long-term continuation of reforms by institutionalizing successful practices and securing ongoing funding. Number 10, feedback mechanisms. Create channels for continuous feedback from all stakeholders to identify issues and foster collaborative problem solving. Next slide, please. Number 2, promotes teacher buy-in and engagement. Okay, I have here collaborative, number 1, collaborative involvement in decision making. Okay, involve involve teachers in planning and decision-making processes. Their insight and expertise can be helped design realistic and practical reforms. Number 2, clear communication. Provide clear and consistent communication about the goals, benefits, and expectation of the reform. Number 3, professional development opportunities. Offer training and workshop to build teachers' confidence and competencies in implementing new initiatives. Number 4, recognize and address concerns. Listen to teachers' comprehensions and address their challenges em- empathetically. Number 5, highlight the benefits for teacher. Emphasize how the reform will positively impact their teaching practices, workload, and professional growth. Number 6, provide resources and support. Equip teachers with the necessary materials, tools, and time to adapt changes. Number 7, recognize and reward effort. Celebrate success, whether big or small, and publicly acknowledge teachers' contributions. Number 8, foster a collaborative culture. Encourage teamwork and peer learning to reduce feelings of isolation and foster a sense of community. Number 10, gradual implementation. Roll out reforms incrementally to allow teachers time to adapt. Number 10, leadership support. Ensure school leaders actively support and advocate for the reform, setting a positive tone for engagement. Principals and administrators should act as role model and provide consistent guidance. Next slide po. Okay, number 3, we have support students at the supports and student adaptability and learning experience. Number 1, foster a growth mindset. Teach students that abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort and learning. Number 2, incorporate flexible learning strategies. Use differentiated instruction to cater to diverse learning needs and preferences. Number 3, build resilience through real-world applications. Design problem-solving tasks and projects that mimic real-life challenges. Number 4, create a supportive learning environment. Cultivate an inclusive and safe space where students feel valued and supported. Number 5, promote digital literacy and technology skills. Number 6, encourage self-regulated learning. Help students develop skills like goal setting, time management, and self-assessment. Number 7, integrate life skills education. Teach adaptability related skills like communication, teamwork, and decision making. Number 8, utilize formative assessment. Provide regular feedback through formative assessment to guide learning. Number 9, encourage student voice and choice. Allow students to make decisions about their learning, such as selecting topics or choosing how to demonstrate understanding. Number Number 10, provide emotional and psychological support. Offer counseling services and mindfulness activity to help students manage stress and change. Number 11, embed cultural and social relevance. Use culturally responsive teaching practices to make lessons meaningful and relatable. Number 12, utilize experiential and project-based learning. Engage students in hands-on project that requires them to apply their knowledge to various contexts. Okay. Next slide, please. Build community support for educational goals. Okay. Build community support to educational goals is essential for fostering a collaborative environment and that enhances student success and strengthen educational initiative. Okay, I have here the effective engaged community and secure their support. Number one, establish a clear vision and mission. Number two, foster open communication. Number three, involve stakeholders early. Number four, highlight community benefits. Number five, build partnership. Number six, celebrate diversity and inclusion. Number seven, promote volunteerism. Number eight, provide transparency and accountability. Number nine, create opportunity for engagement. Number 10, leverage social media and technology. Number 11, recognize, celebrate contribution. Number 12, align goals with local needs. Number 13, engage parents as partners. Number 14, advocate for policy support. Okay, next slide, please. Number 5, align education with global standards and local needs. Okay, I have here the standard while addressing local needs requires a balanced, thoughtful approach and integrate integrates the international best practices with cultural, social, and economic context. Okay, number one, adopt a hybrid curriculum model. Number two, foster cultural relevance. Number three, develop globally competent teachers. Number four, focus on skill based learning. Number five, utilize technology and global access. Number six, engage local stakeholders in planning. Number seven, build global partnership. Number eight, teach global citizenship. Number nine, integrate career ready skills. Number 10, align assessment with global and local goals. Number 11, promote lifelong learning. Number 12, address equity and inclusive. Number 13, embed sustainability and local development goals. Next slide, please. Okay, examples from the Philippines. Okay, I have you number one, the K-12 reforms initially met with the significant resistance. The K-12 reforms expanded basic education to K to 12 years, aligning it with global standards. Number next is integrating of indigenous knowledge system. Efforts to integrate indigenous knowledge system and practices into curriculum have faced resistance due to perceived conflict with traditional academic content. Next, transition to online and blended learning. Sudden shift to online learning highlighted resistance due to technological limitation and lack of preparation. Next slide, please. Okay, first question. I have here first question. How can curriculum developers ensure that change in the curriculum are sustainable and supported by adequate resources? Okay, next slide, please. Curriculum developers can ensure sustainable change by aligning reforms to long-term educational goals, securing stakeholder by integrating resource planning into the development process, and providing ongoing training and support for educators and administrators. Next slide, please. Next question, number two, what are effective methods for evaluating and addressing the concerns of students and parents in curriculum reform processes? Next slide, please. Effective method for evaluating and addressing student and parents concern in curriculum reforms include conducting surveys and focus groups, hosting open forums for dialogue, maintaining transparent communication, and incorporating their feedbacks into decision-making process. Next slide, please. Okay, my conclusion, managing change and resistance in curriculum development not only about overcoming obstacles, it's about fostering a supportive environment where all stakeholders see the value and feasibility of change. Feasibility of change. With the right approach, educational reforms in the Philippines can lead them to a more responsive, relevant, and sustainable education system that prepares students for both local and global challenges. Next slide, please. Okay, these are my references. Next slide, please. Okay, that's it for this night. Thank you, everyone. Next presenter, please.
Hello everyone, this is my topic for this evening. collaborative decision making and curriculum management and team building. So next slide, please. Thank you. So can I get your perspective on this quote? Coming together is beginning. Keeping together is progress. Working together is success. According to Henry Ford. Okay po. So, the point of view of this po is keeping together. It is important to have unity in our team or in our decision. So two people are better off than one. So we all know that four they can help each other succeed. And three are even better for a triple braided cord is not easily broken. So yung ibig sabihin po ng quote na iyon ay kinakailangan po natin yung unity. And then here po is decision making. Decision making is the process of identifying problems and opportunities. Okay, balik po ulit. Please, thank you. Okay, decision making is the process of identifying problems and opportunities, then resolving them. So defined as the process by which an individual or team identifies decision, gathers information, and assesses alternative resolution. So next po, thank you. In your own point of view, why is it good decision making is a vital part in curriculum management? Anyone po? So, what is your own opinion on this? So, may I give you mine? So, my reason is that good decision making is a vital part in curriculum management and team building for the reason that decisions determine how the organization solves problems, allocates resources, and accomplishes its goals. And our decision is a choice made from our available alternatives sometimes. Okay, next is the collaborative decision making. Okay, collaborative decision making, or the CDM, happens when teachers and students make decisions together that affect the whole class. So these decisions may about community, curriculum, discipline, the environment, or resource and time management. So next, the CDM, or the collaborative decision making, elevates decision making to a curriculum outcome in its own right and one that involves the whole class and the teacher. So the decision the teachers make in collaboration with students. So na kailangan natin yung pagtutulungan ng ating mga decisions. So it elevates decision making to curriculum outcome also in its own right and one that involves the whole class and the teacher. So our concept to this is please po yung sa concept po. Thank you. Okay. The concept of collaboration or collaborative decision making known as group decision. So hindi tayo pwedeng mag-decide na tayo lang mag-isa because it is with collaboration. The process of gathering input from the relevant stakeholders and using it to make important decisions. So it encourages collaboration, participation, shared ownership, and different pool of knowledge and expertise, leading to effective solutions. Also, realize the importance of curriculum functions in management, combining input from many stakeholders to make the best decision for a group. So it promotes also teamwork, open communications, and build trust and respect within the team and develop new innovative solutions and increase overall chances of success. So the process it ensures that people in the group feel heard and feel included. So that is the concept of our collaborative decision making. So when it comes to team building naman po, it is necessary prerequisite to trust a key element in successful collaborative decision making. So it includes providing opportunity for a team members to express the concerns, establish their verbal territory, enhance bonding and acceptance of each other. So develop an understanding of consulting and collaborating through dialogue. So team building also recognizes the value of complementing skills or complementary skills rather, a common purpose, performance goals, and shared accountability among team members. So we know that team building also is a crucial process that aims to strengthen the effectiveness and efficacy of a group of individuals working together towards a shared goal. So we should have teamwork, two or more people with shared identity working together and supporting each other in the journey to achieve their team goals. Okay. It is a collective term for various types of activities used to enhance social relations and define rules within the teams often involving collaborative tasks. trust, so the team members not only share expectations for accomplishing group tasks, but trust and support one another and respect one another's individual differences. Next slide po. So any point of view, please. What do you think is the difference of collaborative decision making from team building? Okay, has anyone has an idea po before I end up? What do you think is the difference of collaborative decision making from team building? Is there anyone po from the group? Okay, so our key takeaways is collaborative decision making in curriculum management and team building are both processes that involve various individuals sharing brilliant ideas, intellectual capacity, unique and authentic skill sets, right and factual gathered information to reach a successful common goal. So in team building, it is an essential factor because it is specialized in bringing out the best in team and ensures self-development, positive communication, leadership skills, and ability to foster unity and successful decision making. So the example of team building is seminars, workshops, while the collaborative decision making po, it is a shared leadership. So my example is the curriculum planning, the critical think pair share, the critical friends group, so team activities, professional development. So mayroon po tayong mga example na ganyan po. So as we all know that the collaborative decision making is the beating heart of classroom learning. So that's all po. We should remember that collaboration is the key part of the success of any organization executed through a clearly defined visions and missions and based on transparency and constant communication. So, yun lang po and thank you. I give the floor to the next presenter. Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, this is the last topic for this group. Discuss the crisis management and resilience. Exploring strategies and example. Next slide, please. Introduction to crisis management and resilience. Crisis management, the process of handling an emergency situation effectively to minimize damage and ensure recovery. Next, resilience, the ability of individuals, communities, and systems to recover from adversity, adapt to challenges, and thrive in the face of crisis. Next, context in the Philippines, a country prone to natural disasters, political stability, and economic challenges. Next slide, the importance of crisis management and resilience. Disaster, first, disaster prone geography located in the Pacific Ring of Fire and Pacific Typhoon Belt. Next, recent crisis, typhoon, earthquakes, pandemic, or COVID-19, political unrest, and economic crisis. Next, need for preparedness, effective crisis management, and resilience strategies are crucial to minimize impact and ensure recovery. Next, please. Example of crisis management in the Philippines. We have typhoon. Context, one of the strongest typhoon ever recorded causing widespread devastation across the central Philippines. Crisis management action. Immediate response, search and rescue operations, deployed of relief goods, international aid, government response, challenges, limited infrastructure, resilience, community rebuilt their home and livelihood with the help of government support. Next outcome, improve disaster response system, early warning mechanism, and the establishment of a national disaster risk reduction and management. Next, please. Next is the number two, COVID pandemic response. Context, the Philippines faced severe health, economic, and social impact during the pandemic. Government action, lockdown, social distancing measures, and travel restrictions. Health system expansion of healthcare facilities and service vaccination campaigns. Economic support, financial aid packages subsidized for affected business and workers. Resilience, Filipinos showed solidarity with many communities, organizing local food and resources sharing initiative. Outcome, development of health protocols, vaccine distribution system, and increase our reliance in digital platform for educational and work. Next slide, please. We have here Mindanao earthquake, year 2019. Context, series of earthquakes that affected the island of Mindanao. Emergency response, evaluation, effect, communities, medical support. Next, government and NGOs collaboration, coordination with local and international NGOs to provide relief. Challenge, difficult terrain, aftershock, and displaced populations. Resilience, local community displaced strength in recovering from the disaster, rebuilding homes and restoring basic services. Next, outcomes, written disaster preparedness program and community-based resilience initiative. Next slide, please. Key strategies for crisis management and resilience: preparedness, develop early warning system, conduct regular drills, and establish emergency response plans. Coordination, effective collaboration between government, agency, and local authorities, NGOs, and international partners. Recovery and rehabilitation, focus on long-term recovery plans, including rebuilding infrastructure and supporting economic recovery. Next, community empowerment, engage local communities in crisis planning, response, and recovery to build resilience. Last, sustainability, incorporate climate change adaptation strategies and sustainable development practices in crisis. Next slide, please. Lesson learned from the past crisis: importance of preparedness, the need for a proactive disaster planning and response as demonstrated during typhoon. Next, community resilience, Filipinos' ability to come together and support each other. Next, role of technology, use of social media for communication during the COVID-19 pandemic. Next, government coordinations, centralized coordination through agency like NDRRMC. Next slide, please. Question for discussion. Okay, I have here some question. I have one, two, three questions. How can local communities in the Philippines enhance their resilience to future natural disaster? Next, what role do not governmental organizations NGOs play in disaster government and how can their contributions be maximized? Next, how can the Philippines improve its disaster risk reduction programs to address both immediate and long-term challenges in crisis management? Next slide, please. Okay, these are my references to answer those three questions. And next slide, please. Okay, thank you everyone. Do you have any questions and or clarifications? That is for my report for today or for tonight. Ma'am Bea? Ma'am Dina?
Okay, ma'am, wala na pong question. Let's end up na po. Let's take photo first before we go.
Lord, congratulations to all of us.